We begin noon with an update from court. The suspect from Monday's deadly crash in the Algonquin neighborhood pleaded not guilty earlier today. According to police, Ariel Taylor was driving and ran a stop sign at the intersection of West Lee and McCloskey Avenue Monday night. LMPD says she then collided with a Ford Mustang that had just gotten onto the road, injuring the driver, who died. Taylor is charged with operating a motor vehicle under the influence, vehicular homicide under the influence, and failure to maintain required insurance. She also received a no driving order during her hearing. She is currently in Metro Corrections on a $100,000 bond. Her next hearing is October 29th. One man faces animal cruelty charges after LMPD reports that responders found 19 dogs living in what they call extremely poor conditions in the Portland neighborhood. Now, we want to warn you, the images you're about to see are graphic. LMPD, with assistance from SWAT, had executed a search warrant in the 2500 block of Rowan Street. The warrant was unrelated to any animal investigation. However, the officers were aware ahead of time that animals at the home might have needed care. So LMPD's Animal Cruelty Enforcement Unit responded as well. During the search, officers found 19 dogs living in what they called extremely poor conditions, including severe flea infestations, visible tumors, and signs of malnourishment. Tymaine Harris was arrested on 19 counts of cruelty toward animals and also faces charges of trafficking in synthetic drugs and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. LMPD says 2 other men at the home at the time were also arrested. One is accused of tampering with physical evidence, and the other is accused of felony possession of a handgun. Now, this investigation is still ongoing, and we're working to get more details about the case and any other potential charges. A burst pipe caused part of Planside Drive in Jeffersontown to collapse earlier this month when we all experienced heavy rain. Now the J-Town Public Works Department has announced the crew who will rebuild the road. Advanced Paving and Construction won the bid for reconstruction and began demolition over the weekend. J-Town Public Works Director Jimmy Franconia says the hope is to complete the restoration by mid-December, of course, weather permitting. Businesses along the road are still accessible while the section that collapsed remains closed. Police are taking to the skies in an attempt to crack down on illegal ATV use. LMPD is now using drones after Metro Council members expressed concerns about ATVs and off-road vehicles being used illegally in parks and neighborhoods. Officers are using these new drones to safely track and identify drivers. Earlier this year, LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey said those caught can still face fines or vehicle seizures. Repeat offenders could also see their own ATVs crushed if proposed legislation passes next year. The mayor said yesterday using the drones will help with enforcement without causing high-speed chases.
And so with drones, we think there are safe ways that we can identify the individuals or where these ATVs are, if necessary, seize the vehicles.
Greenberg did say that he is continuing to work with council members in the neighborhoods who are the most affected. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office unveiled a new headquarters downtown this morning on West Market Street. The sheriff's last home was the Fiscal Court building behind Metro Hall for nearly 30 years. We'll be hearing from Jefferson County's interim sheriff David James later today. James was appointed after the death of longtime Sheriff John Aubrey. David James is the first black sheriff in Jefferson County history. Well, it's a fight that just won't go away for some communities here in Kentucky, Anna, whether to approve or reject plans for massive hyperscale data centers. According to the resource Data Center Map, Kentucky has more than 35 data centers, with 24 just in Louisville alone. Now, some are smaller, scattered around the city, and provide IT infrastructure and data storage for business sectors like healthcare and retail. Concerns about Kentucky's first hyperscale center coming to 157 acres of land in Rubbertown on Campground Road. That led to a community meeting last night. An assistant professor from U of L answered questions from residents. People expressed concerns about the short-term impact of the data centers and what could come down the line.
People care very deeply about how the presence of data centers in their communities will affect not only their lives, but the lives of their children.
Louisville Metro Councilman Marcus Winkler has proposed a moratorium on new data centers in the city, which would not impact the one that is planned for Campground Road. Metro Council tabled that yesterday. Well, Matthew, we know that we've got weather to keep an eye on. It was about 45 degrees this morning when I woke up, but it could get even chillier.
Oh, yeah. Surely over the next several days, we'll get even more chilly. We're talking possibly some frost conditions outside. So, oh, man, surely going to be a cold run out there over the next few mornings and nights. Looking downtown right now, gorgeous fall conditions, continuing those beautiful blue skies. And as you look at current temperatures right now, really across the area, still into the mid-50s. It's a chilly day on tap for your hump day. 55 degrees in Louisville, out into Scottsburg, 53 degrees, up to Seymour, 52 degrees, only 50 in Mitchell and Paoli. As we look at the next 12 hours, really won't see those temperatures reach out of the 50s for most of the day. We'll barely reach 60 degrees as we head towards about 5 p.m., but back into the 50s heading towards the later evening hours. Highs really across Kentuckiana, sticking to the lower 60s, a little bit warmer further south, of course. Greenburg at 63 degrees, Munfordville at 63, but you head further into southern Indiana, really highs not getting out of the 50s today. Back into tonight, some areas will at least see some patchy frost, so we are expecting more areas into southern Indiana to see some of that patchy frost, but really won't last too long out there to damage any plants or anything as we head towards tonight. Overall, right here in Louisville, temperatures will only be into the lower 40s for overnight lows. Back into tomorrow, we'll see some more cooler conditions, nice fall conditions on the way for us. As temperatures will be into the lower 60s and upper 50s for highs, but we do have overall our first full fall frost on the way for us as we head towards your Thursday overnight back into Friday morning. So we do have a weather impact alert day in store for some widespread frost and freeze conditions on the way. So we need you to cover those plants as we head towards the overnight back into the Friday morning. I'll be timing out what you can expect coming up in just a few minutes. We'll send it back over to you, Conroy.
Thanks, Matthew. Get those jackets out. Muhammad Ali International Airport gave us an up-close look at a full-scale aircraft emergency training. This showed how first responders would tackle a plane crash on the runway. Take a look at this video. And yes, that is a drill. Around 150 emergency responders practiced tending to pretend victims and even simulated a helicopter medical evacuations. Airport officials said these drills help emergency crews prepare for incidents similar to ones that we've seen at some other airfields.
Part of our scenario is a plane that has crashed in a snowy condition upside down. If that sounds familiar, that recently occurred in Toronto. So we're taking a real-life situation and bringing it here.
The FAA requires airport police to conduct drills every 3 years. No flights in or out of SDF yesterday were impacted by this exercise.